thought I'd do a quick video. Wow, don't know how quick it's going to be. I've got 7 of these trays to plant up. I do a lot of flowers in the garden as well because, you know, they do attract the pollinators. Gosh, this is difficult to speak and do this at the same time. So yeah, I'm just planting up a tray of pansies. First time using these pots. They're the cardboard ones. Not too bad actually. I got them from B&M, $2.99 for 84, I believe. Yeah, 84. So they're cheaper than the seed cell trays, and they work in my watering reservoir tray thing, my job. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, I hope you all liked my last video. I'm new to all of this, so it's a bit weird talking to myself. I feel a bit stupid. That's another tray done, marvellous. So yeah, I was pretty impressed with my shed. I've painted it all up now, so it looks really, really good. Do some hollyhocks next. So yeah, I was really, really impressed with those. It's a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be, because I only wanted a 6x4, and when that shed came up available, I jumped at it. It's a 6x8. 37 years old, the lady said. Don't know whether that's true or not, but it certainly looks it. So the new liquor paint has done it a world of good. That's a good little root system on there, isn't it? And we put the new roof on there. The lady was kind enough. She had some roofing felt, and it was just enough to do the whole roof. We had to cut the last bit into 2 down the middle, so we could make it stretch, as we were 2 foot short if we had it the full width apart. So, but it's good. I really like it. We've set up a little table in there to put our little kitchen on there, which is awesome. We can make teas and coffees and barbecues out down there. It'd be really good. So I grow a lot of flowers. I have a lot of reptiles at home that eat all the flowers basically that I have. I have 2 bearded dragons, and I have a tortoise that eat the vegetation. I also have currently have 29 leopard geckos as well, and the food I feed the leopard geckos eats this. So yeah, the flowers come in handy. I don't know if they can eat hollyhock actually. I need to look that up. These pots are pretty good. I think what I'm going to do though is, when I do plant them out, because you can plant them in these pots, my husband suggested to cut the bottoms off so the roots can come straight through. There's nothing stopping them. So I'm going to do that, and I reckon it'll give them a bit of a head start. These things are great. Got them from Asda last week. They do really, really well. The dibber, I reckon it would be good for seedlings, but these plugs, they're not really, they're not big enough. It's just not fat enough to get the actual plug in there. I got these. Actually, this is cut up. It's one of those trays that you can get them off like eBay and Amazon and stuff. And it's I think it's a 400 or 500 cell seed tray. And it's massive. It's really big. I've got one intact on there. I'll put a picture up. And I've just cut them up into little 12s, because I thought there's no way I'm going to need, 500 pansies. It's just going to be ridiculous. So I've cut them up into 12. So I thought 12s of everything would be good. I mean, 12 cabbages, 12 pansies, 12 hollyhock, So even if you was doing lettuces, you can do a succession on that with 12s. And plus they fit on the trays a lot easier. Rather than one big one. I'm running out of pots. So yeah, really chuffed about my shed. It looks awesome now. It's all painted up. Hopefully I'll be going down there a bit later. I can do a quick video of what it looks like now. Sorted out the inside of it as well. The dogs love it. When I took the dogs down there, when I just had that stupid toilet tent, it did the job. I suppose it did the job, but it was like every time I went in there it was full of bugs and you had to clear it out. And actually it was up when Storm Doris. I was really surprised. I was hoping to, you know, I was thinking of going down there and it's going to be lead on the floor, it's going to be in bits, and it wasn't. It was still up, it was still intact, and I thought it done really well. I think it's because on the back of my allotment it has all those big bushes, all the big trees, and it shelters it some, which is, yeah, that's the pack I got. $2.99 for 84. I was going to get them all seed cell trays, the square seed cell trays, but it just turned out to be so expensive. They are a little tricky to get apart, but you know, they're all right for $2.99. I'm not going to complain. I've done my evening primroses already, and I've done my pansies. Finish off my hollyhock. I've got some snapdragons to pot up as well, and I've got some dwarf dahlias. The dwarf dahlias are in a like this, but it's been cut into 24 cells. I've got some like scented stock, but they're nowhere near the size of potting up yet, and I don't even know what this is. Rudbeckia. So I've got them to pot up. Dianthus. Yes, so all is good. Hopefully later on I'm going to be getting my tomatoes and peppers out of my grow box, which I love my grow box. Everybody's telling me not to do it because, you know, at the end of the day when you plant out they all catch up with each other anyway. But last year I had an amazing reward of crop from my tomatoes. I had so many. I really didn't know what to do with. I don't want that bit. So yeah, I mean, I've still got loads of frozen tomatoes in the freezer now, and they were reaching about 14-15 foot tall. I could have just cut them off, but you know, they were over the top of the greenhouse, so they weren't interfering with anything. Last year I did grow them over in front of the greenhouse glass. If I show you a picture of the greenhouse later, you'll see that the way the greenhouse is done, the tomato plants created shade for the greenhouse and didn't make it get too hot. This year I'm planting them somewhere different, so we'll see how that goes. Currently watching my husband do some weird stuff with the wall. He's making me new hose attachment. That'll be good. Right, so that is them. Don't forget the label. With these, I've just been sticking the one label in one, and I'm going through and writing on them, you know, hollyhock on all the rest of them, so then I know which ones are which. Yeah, that should be good. Hopefully I'm going to be doing a video soon of my rain gutter grow system, which you're really going to like. I haven't seen anybody in the UK, to anyone that I've subscribed to, that actually has one of these. Last year it worked really well. I didn't have to water my tomatoes, not my tomatoes, my peppers at all in the summer, which was brilliant, and they were all getting watered with rainwater, so that was great. So all I had to do was like once a week go through and give them a feed through the top of the pots, and that was it. That's all I had to do with them, and they basically just left them alone and they grew. So yeah, I was pleased with them. So many trays. So yeah, today's greenhouse day. Hopefully get down to the allotment later, but I doubt it. And then I can show you my shed, my new and improved shed that I got for free. What I'm going to do for her later is actually go down and give her a truck of vegetables as a thank you. I think I'm just going to name it HH Hollyhock. That'll do. I'll know what it is then. And yeah, I shall pot the rest of these up and I will show you the greenhouse. I'll do a quick greenhouse tour. Oh dear. Yeah, I shall see you in a bit. Managed to get hold of one of these, a goji berry. I went to Morrison's the other day, and every time I go there, because it's only down the road, every time I go down there I always look at their plant selection and stuff, and I managed to pick this up for 20p. So I thought it was worth a go. So a goji berry for 20p. Let's pot this up and let's see how it goes this summer. Ever get that moment where you think you're gonna lose your mind? Too many seeds. I have potted all of them up. Yeah, a lot more than what I thought. Right, okay, so now I'm going to do some cucumbers. I think I'm going to use those same pots, those fibre pots. I quite like them. I've planted them all up. It's the first time I've used them, so yeah, I've potted all the flowers up. They look really good, and as soon as I put them in the drainage trays, the pots actually started to change colour where they were soaking up the water, so I'm really quite pleased with them. So I think they're going to do all right. So I think I'm going to pot up some cucumbers. I normally go for the little lunchbox size ones, because really only my reptiles eat them. The kids every now and again, but they're not really that keen on it. So the cucumber. What I really like about these pots as well is that you can write straight on them, so it cuts the need for having all the labels. So yeah, I'm gonna see that. Me and a couple of my plot holders down at the allotment are having a bit of a challenge, and I was wondering if you wanted to join in. What we are doing, I got these free from the magazine, and they are marrows, long green bush too. I'm going to give a couple of these seeds to my plot neighbours and see if they want to join in the competition. I know one of them does, but the other one isn't on Facebook and I don't have his number, so it will be a case of as and when I see him. How many cucumbers should I do? I'll do 2, I think. Yeah, I'll do 2. So yeah, we're going for the biggest marrow. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant 2 and hopefully 1 will come up. And I'm going to give my neighbours 2 seeds each as well. And I'm going to leave just 1 marrow on the plant, and it's for the biggest plant. It's for the biggest marrow. So that's good enough. So yeah, I'm gonna aim for the biggest marrow. So that's 1 marrow on a plant. All the others I'm going to take off, and I'm literally not gonna let any more fruits grow on the plant. So if you wanted to join in, feel free. So cute. So yeah, my kids are laughing. Yeah. So these are the marrows I'm growing. So if you wanted to join in, feel free. We'll see what we get this summer. Should be good fun. Right, let's give you a little tour of my messy. So here are some of the dahlias. They're pretty weedy. I need to weed them. Some of them have started to shoot, which is nice. Yeah, other than that, got a chrysanthemum. They're doing really well. Sweet pea, I don't really have a project for these or anywhere for them to go, but I think along the fence at the allotment might be really good. Plus it'll be giving us some privacy from the dog walkers. My leeks, excuse the mess, my leeks are doing really well. I do need to thin them out. There's a bit too many. Just ignore all of that. There's the goji berry I planted up. I think I need to find him a better place. I don't really know too much about goji berries. I've tied it up because it was a bit wonky. I mean, it was 20p from Morrison's reduced down, so I'm pretty happy with that. My little fig off for cutting. That's its 2nd year now. So yeah, that's doing pretty well. Got in loads of leaves. My potatoes are chitting lovely. And this is what I've been doing. The pots, they seem pretty wet and they're quite flexible now. So I'm hoping they're going to hold out. I think what I've seen on a lot of people, and I've had it myself, is when I've used toilet roll tubes to start like parsnips and carrots and that off, there was a lot of mould that started. But with the air gap in between them, I'm hoping, and they're right by the door, so I'm hoping there's going to be enough airflow that that's not going to happen. But yeah, they seemed, I did water them from the top. That'll be the last time I water them from the top. With these trays, I nicked them from work. You basically fill them up and the capillary matting will take the water to the plants. I've got 3 lupins that I'm starting off there. There's a bunch of this and that's up there. A couple of seeds that still need to get a bit bigger. My night scented stock, and I've forgotten what they are. My rudbeckia. My spring onions are doing okay back there. I have another dahlia that is sprouting down here. This one I don't think it's going to take, but we'll see. I do have some oh gosh, what were they called? Marigolds, but they are the vanilla marigolds. They're quite expensive, but I really do like the colour of them. And that's pretty it. My view from my greenhouse, if you get rid of the rubbish, there's all the trays I potted those plants out. That's what I started with. I had my tomatoes up against the glass on the greenhouse. I had my onions all down here. I had bits and pieces all up on the front. In there, just behind this bush, oh, it's not out of focus, is my apple tree. Where those 2 domes are, I'm going to be planting, that's kind of going to be the edible bed for all my lettuces for the tortoise, so that should be really good. To the side of me, my flower bed, that's doing really nice. We planted, I think it was like 400 bulbs of tulips, narcissi. Yeah, there's loads of different bits and pieces up there. They're finally coming up. My pear tree is doing really well. I'm staying in the greenhouse. It's windy and cold out there. I have a fig tree that is just there. That's coming into bud. That's doing quite well. Next to the swing seat, I have my rhubarb. It did start to flower, so I had to take that off. That's where the hot tub goes, but we use it for fire pits. That's why there's a bulb patch on the grass, so we decided to move it up there. My camellia is flowering and looks absolutely gorgeous. I was really quite surprised with the amount of buds on it this year. So yeah, maybe some will fall off. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's doing really well. I'll put a picture up of that. And the rabbit acts as a good fertilizer.